so how long does it take to get your credit fixed? That is the big question. You know, you got so much stuff out there now. People saying they can do it in 7 days, 10 days, 30 days. Well, the truth is, the national average is about 1 year. Sad to say it, but that's the truth. The national average is about 1 year, right? So when I do the consultation with you and I review your credit report, I kind of give you a general idea. Typically with me, I let my clients know it's about 3 to 6 months, depending on what's all on now. You know, I didn't see some crazy credit reports, so typically it just really depends on what's on your credit or whatever. If you got like 50, 60 inquiries, could take a little while, you know. Typically those people that's letting you know they can get your credit fixed in 3 days, 7 days, 10 days, they're using some methods that are probably not legal. Just being honest. The reason why I can say that with confidence is because if you send out disputes, it take a couple days to get to the bureaus, and the bureaus got 30 days to respond. So for them to be able to get it off that quick, they're using and I know some of y'all might be thinking like, well, we could just call and they'll get it off the same day. That rarely works. Maybe 1%. It's not a big number with that. So I've tried it numerous times. It's not as easy, and even when you do get them to budge on making some moves on some stuff, it's still like 72 hours for you may even see an update. So I mean, even with getting personal stuff off, like you may have like 10 addresses on your account. It's still, they don't just wipe it right there. Now, some people may argue that they do, but again, they're using methods that are probably not legal. I've seen some of the letters that they use for some of these methods, and trust me, you can get in trouble, they can get in trouble, because they do investigate some of this stuff. So be careful with that. So, but just keeping it transparent, I would say 3 to 6 months. And I can say that with confidence. Will it be one or two things that linger on after that? Possibly. You know, that we may have to still work on, because you got some companies that's kind of tough. One of them being Capital One. And the reason why Capital One is so tough is because Capital One, they don't sell their debt. You know, most of these banks and companies sell their debt off to collection agencies and charge that debt off. And that's how it's easy to get rid of collections, because they obtain illegally, right? But a company like Capital One that doesn't sell their debt, you know, they can verify this information. They got your John Hancock when you signed up for their credit card or their loan or whatever it may be. But with consumer laws, there are laws against them reporting different stuff to your report negatively. So generally, I would say 3 to 6 months for those that's trying to figure out like how long it takes. The one thing I will say is that if you are someone that needs help with your credit, don't wait till you need your credit to actually call somebody. Why? Because now you're trying to put extra pressure on that person. Meaning, like, I get some clients that sign up and maybe not even a week or so later, they calling for an update. With, I tell you in the consultation, I update your account every 30 days. You know, I don't use any of those backdoor tactics to get people's credit fixed quickly and all that stuff. I do it the correct way, the right way. You know, I use the laws. I don't use any of those sweet methods and all that other stuff. I'm not trying to get in trouble. I don't want you to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So we do it the way it's supposed to be done. But typically, it's 3 to 6 months. Like I said, we use consumer law to get the stuff off of your credit. And sometimes, of course, it doesn't come off in the first round, the second round, the third round. So that's why I say maybe 6 months, 3 to 6 months. And the good thing about doing it this way is that if you're not getting the results that you're looking for in month 4 and 5, it is a possibility that you can actually sue the bureaus, get paid for it, and they still have to remove it. I'll leave that for another video to break down how that works. But if you do it the right way, another thing that you got to think about when you're getting somebody to do your credit, it's like a partnership. So you can't just feel like that, oh, I paid you to fix my credit and it's just gonna magically fix itself. You got to be working on it too. So say for instance, you got credit cards and you got a lot of cards that's maxed out. We got to start getting that utilization down, because utilization is 30% of your credit score. That's 165 points. If you don't get that down, I mean, we still at 700, a little bit under 700 actually, because if you got an 850 and it's 165 of the points, you know, that's 690 if you ain't getting none of those points. So it's just different things that you have to do to help assist me when I'm working on your credit. Again, you can't be using it. You can't be getting new inquiries because you feel like, oh, well, I paid you to work on my credit. I should be able to go get a new credit card and all this other stuff. No, it don't work like that. You know, while we working on your credit, you got to do only things to help your credit, not to hurt your credit, if that makes sense. But I would say generally about 3 to 6 months for those of you that's interested in getting your credit fixed. Even if it's not by me, it should generally take about that much time. Again, it could take up to 1 year. That's the national average time on getting a credit report fully clean. But about 3 to 6 months is my time on it.